I'm Barbara Fletcher, and I'm an artist at Western Avenue Studios, and I work in the medium of paper. And I do a casting process with paper in a lot of my pieces. So I sculpt a form in clay, and then I do a plaster cast on top of the clay. I have all my plaster molds back there. When I have the mold, I press many layers of handmade paper pulp wet inside the mold, and then I dry the paper and take it out and paint it. So that's how some of these pieces were done. The other paper technique I use is sprayed paper. The lamps that I have here, I have a big air compressor attached to an air gun, and I blow paper pulp out with high pressure through the gun onto a wire form, and that's how I get the lamps shades onto the wire structure. I've always liked working in fiber. Originally, I worked with fabric and did surface design on fabric, painting and dyeing, and then doing sculptural things with fabric. But then eventually I transitioned to working with handmade paper. I like to use recycled fibers, paper that may be thrown out or not used. I recycle it and use it and make my paper pulp. And as you can see, I use a lot of figurative and animal and fish imagery, which I really like. I snorkel, so I'm a big swimmer, so I love the underwater experience, and I'm trying to kind of create my own little environments here, and that's kind of my motivation. I've started doing, I consider myself a sculptor of mixed media and paper, but more recently I have been working in 2 dimensions and doing monoprints and cut paper, which I have a few of these pieces around unframed. But I also am a color person, so I love color. As I said, I've created my own little environments here. Okay, so this is my woodland forest piece, my diorama. I guess when I was a kid, I liked to visit the Natural History Museum, and if people remember these scenes where you look into something and are fascinated by what's going on in the scene. So I've created a number of these 3D dioramas, my little environments, and this one is very mixed media because I do incorporate some actual branches, real branches, into the piece, as well as I have this tree trunk down here is actually a cast paper though. So I've really recreated that in the paper. But I've given it kind of a skewed perspective looking into the forest. So it's a bit of a skewed perspective. And then I've also incorporated branches into the real branches, tree branches, into the side here to kind of focus your eye on the background. And I've done some painting with fabric dyes and acrylic paints, which kind of help focus your eye. I belong to the loading dock gallery downstairs on the main floor, which is a smaller group, but you know, we're a very enthusiastic group, and we share a lot of different things. We look at each other's work and critique or get feedback, I think, from other people. It's just kind of a wonderful atmosphere to have, to be in a group of this many people. And quite a few people are here on this floor during the day. I'm here on and off during the day as well. So it's just a fun group, an interesting group, a lot of different techniques and medium going on here all the time. So, and we're trying to actually have more educational things going on here with the workshops and lectures and things. So it's a very stimulating environment.